Last Sunday, we were discussing about how Lord Krishna orchestrated the entire event of sending the Devata portions back to heaven, and also himself winding up all his pastimes and returning to his own spiritual abode. So this is what we have discussed uh, in the previous class. And then, having instructed by Lord Krishna, Uddhava is traveling to Badrikashram. He is on his way to Badrikashram, and thus he came to Vrindavan. That is where Vidura met him, and they had conversation that we were discussing in the last few chapters. And now Uddhava is telling that what a good fortune he had. The Lord, even though he told me to go to Badrikashram, but indirectly he invited me to come to Prabhas. Have you been there? And there, along with me, Maitreya Rishi also met Lord Krishna. In that meeting, Lord Krishna spoke about something very interesting, which is similar to the essence of the Chitshloki Bhagavatam. So, and then Uddhava says that while Lord is telling that this knowledge is very rare, I spoke to Brahmaji in the beginning of the creation, etc. Then Uddhava is saying that, my dear Lord, that's fine. We are witnessing all your pastimes, but your pastimes bewilder all the learned people. What kind of pastime? Karmani aniyasya bhavo bhavastate durgashrayotari bhayat palayanam kalatmano yat pramada yutashrama swatman rate kedyadir vidamiha. You are unborn, you take birth, you don't have anything to perform, but you perform every activity with full interest. You are fear personified, you are fear to the fear personified. But you, out of fear of Kalayavana and Jarasandha, you go and hide yourself within the water, constructing a Durga. And you are Atmarama. Still, you marry thousands of wives in order to get happiness. What is this? I'm not able to understand all these contradictions. And he also presents the similar contradictions in the next verse. And then requests Lord Krishna, please clarify these contradictions. How can we understand this? All these apparently contradictory pastimes in your personality. How to reconcile them? So that was the context in which the discussion is going on. The last class we discussed up to 16th verse, and today we'll continue with 17th verse. And some devotee can unmute and recite after me. Uddhava is speaking now. Mantreshu mam va upahooya yatvam
Mantreshu mam va upayuyam yatvatvam
akuntita kanda sadatma bodha
akuntita khanda sadatma bodha
pruchre prabho mugda iva pramattas
Prikshe prabho mogda iva pramatas
tanno mano mohayativa deva.
Tanno mano mohativa deva. O my Lord, your eternal self is never divided by the influence of time, and there is no limitation to your perfect knowledge. Thus, you were sufficiently able to consult with yourself, yet you called upon me for consultation, as if bewildered, although you are never bewildered, and this act of your bewilders me.
So Uddhava is trying to understand based on his own experience. Other things he was witnessing, but here there is a person in that. Uddhava says, "O Master, O Lord, you who are always full of knowledge, Atma Bodha, you are a personality made up of knowledge, unaffected by time, and it is complete. Our knowledge is affected by time. What we know today, a week later we forget by the influence of time. And what we know is also a limited knowledge. It is incomplete. But in the case of Lord, it is not like that. Lord knows complete knowledge, Abhijna Swarat, and it is not influenced by time. Would call me for consultation and ask me just as ignorant people would do. So many times Lord Krishna took the advice of Uddhava in the Royal Assembly in the matters of what to do and how to do. But when Uddhava gave advice, Lord Krishna was very attentive to my advice, Uddhava says. It's not that, okay, as a courtesy is asking, okay, since you are there, just aapko opinion bhi bata do. Not like that. Lord was very attentive to the opinion of Uddhava and execute it accordingly without fail. So when you, though full of knowledge, act in this way, it bewilders my mind. This is what Uddhava is studying. In various undertakings such as killing Jarasandha or performing a Raju sacrifice, he would definitely call me and ask, Uddhava, tell me what I should do. He was always aware of everything and was complete and not worn out by such things as time. So Lord is not affected by time or Maya, but still he acts as if he does not know anything. He does not know what to do and how to do. Though he possessed the Samvi Shakti, the knowledge Shakti, knowledge potency, he was like a fool, asking like a person who does not know, but he was not inattentive to the advice. Being at once ignorant. If somebody may say, no, Lord knows everything, but he's just casually asking. It is not like that. Lord never behave like that. He would take the advice seriously and execute accordingly as it is. And he would express his gratitude to Uddhava also. Thank you very much for doing this. Being at once ignorant and full of knowledge bewildered the mind indeed. So Uddhava says that आपका behavior indicate that you are ignorant, but you yourself are full of knowledge personified. This bewilders me. So Uddhava is asking, Mooda Iva, Mooda Iva. Like a fool you are asking. Not that Uddhava is not saying that Lord is a fool and is asking. As if he was a fool, like that he was asking. Like a fool person now they will ask without knowledge. So like that, your behavior is like that. That activity of yours actually bewilders me. Kindly clear this doubt of mine. So this is Uddhava is raising the question unto Lord Krishna. Then he further continues. Jnanam param swatmaraha prakasham
ज्ञानं परं स्वात्मरः प्रकाशम्
प्रोवाच kasmai bhagavan samagram
प्रोवाच कस्मै भगवान् समग्रम्
अपीक्षमं नो ग्रहणाय भर्तु
अपि क्षमं नो ग्रहणाय भर्तर्
वदाञ्जसाय द्वृजिनं तरेम.
वदाञ्जसाय वृजिनं तरेम. Translation. My Lord, kindly explain to us, if you think of us competent to receive it, that transcendental knowledge which gives enlightenment about yourself and which you explained before to Brahmaji.
Okay, here Uddhava is requesting the Lord, if you think I'm qualified, please clear me of these doubts. O Lord, you spoke the highest and complete knowledge which reveals what is difficult to understand about yourself unto Lord Brahma, long back at the beginning of the creation. If I am qualified, please tell me now, for by that knowledge I will cross the ocean of sorrow arising from your disappearance. So just like you take birth, but you are birthless, but you take birth. You don't have to perform activity, but you perform activities. Same way, you are deathless, but you appear to die. So with the clarity of these apparent contradictions, I can remain composed. Since you are leaving me behind and you are going ahead, I will be pained by separation from you. So there is another thing also. Separation also, no separation also. There is also a contradiction. Lord is everywhere, but how can anyone can be separate from the Lord if Lord is everywhere? So such kind of dualities can be clarified. So with that intention, our Uddhava is asking the Lord, my dear Lord, if you think that I am qualified to understand this, please tell me. Therefore, I desire the knowledge which will eradicate these doubts, which others cannot. No one else can eradicate these doubts. You spoke that knowledge to Lord Brahma, or the meaning can be you did not speak it to anyone. The knowledge that resolves these contradictions is not told to anybody. At least I am asking, please. In that case, O Lord, if you are merciful to me, first condition, then speak it. If you are merciful to me, kindly speak it. And second condition, if I am qualified to receive it, speak it. Or if I am qualified and it is possible to explain, then explain it. And third condition, if it is possible to explain, then explain. If not, then do not speak it. So it is like that. If you want to speak, you please. If I am qualified to hear, please. If it is possible to clear all these doubts, then please. So like that. From this knowledge, which will solve the above stated contradictions, I will cross the ocean of sorrow arising from the destruction of the Yadus and your disappearance, which are happening now and about which I'm asking. So because just like the above stated contradictions, there is another contradiction standing behind before him. That Lord is leaving and Lord does not die. And Yadavas died. Yadavas pure devotee, they also did not die. So Nitya Bhaktas. So and Lord is separated and Lord is there always in union. Such contradictions. I want some kind of clear understanding on the subject matter so that I can continue to exist without pain. So with that intention, Uddhava is asking these questions to Lord Krishna. He asked, that's what he's telling to Vidura. So now, next what happened? Having heard these questions, what did Lord do? Iti avedita hardaya.
Iti
Iti
ave. Okay, go ahead.
iti aveditavardaya
Mayam sa Bhagavan para.
Mayam sa Bhagavan para
Adideshara Vindaksha.
Adidesara Vindadaksha
Atmana Paramam Sthitim.
Atmanaha Paramam Sthitim. Translation. When I thus expressed my heartfelt desires unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the lotus-eyed Lord instructed me about his transcendental situation.
When I thus asked the lotus-eyed Lord what I desired in my heart, he explained to me his supreme position. Paramam Sthitim. Lord's Paramam Sthiti has been explained by Lord Krishna unto Uddhava. What Lord explained, we don't know. Here nothing is mentioned about that. Because later on, neither Uddhava told to Vidura, nor Sukadeva Goswami told to Parishit Maharaj, nor Sutta Goswami told to sages of Naimisharanya. None of us know. But Lord told something to Uddhava. Because hearing those questions, that knowledge which reveals those contradictions. And in the notes, our Acharyas explained, Srila Prabhupada and Acharyas explained some understanding of what Lord spoke to our Uddhava during that time. Just like that. He explained this to me and not to Maitreya to solve the contradictions. The solving the contradiction was explained to Uddhava, not to Maitreya. Because Uddhava is supposed to stay back and represent Lord Krishna and uh, give that knowledge to Nanarishis and other sages in the Badrikashram. Since Uddhava asked this question, so Uddhava need to be given that answer. So in that way, he explained what did Lord explain? Here this states. He explained the eternal abodes in Dwaraka and other places, the place of pastimes. Paramam Sitim. Paramam Sitim means the eternal nature of Lord is devotees and his abodes has been indicated. The Lord is abode and his devotees are never subjected to the rules and regulations of the material world. They are situated beyond the rules and regulations of the material world. That is what is explained by the Supreme Lord. He spoke about the inconceivable energy by which non-action and action coexist in the Lord. In case of us, when we do something, we are doing that, and we cannot say I have not done. But in case of the Lord, action and non-action both exist simultaneously. Kartum, akartum, anyata kartum. That is Supreme Lord. This was not revealed by Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj or by Uddhava to Vidura, nor by Suta Goswami to sages of Namisharana, as read by Shavanaka Rishi. It was revealed by the Lord himself. So, in that way, it was revealed by the Lord himself to Uddhava alone and to no one else, because there was not an authoritative conclusion on this matter. So, Lord clarified the doubts of Uddhava. How? He said, my abodes are eternal, I am eternal, my devotees are eternal. They never subjected to the laws of the material world. Paramam Sthitim. That's all. It is stated in Laghu Bhagavatamrita. So how to resolve the contradictions? There is an understanding given by Rupa Goswami in Laghu Bhagavatamrita. Rupa Goswami says, if contradiction was not a fact, then those wise sages would not have been bewildered. That the inconceivable energy of the Lord causes the pastimes of the Lord. Whenever the Lord desires, his inconclusive energy makes its appearance and acts. So basically, it is not that contradictions do not exist in the Lord. If they do not exist in the Lord, the sages will not be bewildered. The sages are bewildered and the contradictions also exist in the Lord. How all this is happening? By the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Lord, everything is happening. The Lord is performing contradictory activities and also the great sages of knowledge are also bewildered. So like that. So none of the activities of the Lord are imitation or illusory. Every activity is real, but most of them are contradictory to our normal understanding. But Lord could be able to do it because of his Yogamaya Shakti. It's like it. The next verse says further what happened. Saevamāradita tirtāt adita tattvatma vibodha marga pranamya padau parivritya devam iha gatoham virahaturatma.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. I have studied the path of understanding self-knowledge from my spiritual master, the personality of Godhead, and thus after circumambulating him, I have come to this place, very much aggrieved due to preparation. Hare Krishna.
So Uddhava says that having understood the reality about the contradictory pastimes of Lord Krishna, I circumambulated the Lord 3 times and then I came here because I am going to Badrikashram. Having attained the knowledge by learning the truth from the Guru in the form of the worshipful Lord, I offer respects to his feet, circumambulated him, and arrived here, my heart pained by separation from him. So Uddhava is telling how he came to Vrindavan. So like that. That he is telling. I, having the path of knowledge of the Lord, after studying it from the Guru, who was the worshipful Lord, circumambulating him, I left. I did not see what the Lord did afterwards. I did not stay back there to see what Lord is going to do. I did not stay only, he says. Because immediately after hearing from the Lord, I don't want to see Lord departing from this world. Immediately I left that place and came here and now I am on my way to Badrikashram. So like that. So Uddhava had indicated everything, what all happened till now, in even briefly. Everything has been conveyed. So now, so here Vidura had a normal person, Vidura had heard. Bhagavan Sri Krishna told some special information to Uddhava. So Vidura wants to know that and he will ask question. In future, he will ask that question. Soham taddarshanalada
Soham taddarshanamalada
viyogarti yuta prabho
yogarti yutah prabho
gamishe daitam tasya
Vamishye dayitam tasya
badarya mandalam.
Padare ashrama mandalam. My dear Vidura, now I am mad for want of pleasure of seeing him. And just to mitigate this, I am now proceeding to Badrika Ashram in Himalayas for association, as I have been instructed by him.
Yeah, simple. Now he is telling where he is going. Oh Vidura, joyous because of seeing Krishna and pained by separation from him, I will now go to Badrikashrama, Lord's dear place. So, being ordered by the Supreme Lord, Uddhava is going to Badrikashram. At every moment, I experience joy from having met him once again and sorrow because of separation from him. Going to Badrikashram for the order of the Supreme Lord. So, it's like that. He says that I will be both simultaneously happy and happy and miserable. Because painful. Because I met the Lord once again, then I'm separated from the Lord, both in that sense. And anyway, he also understood that special knowledge by which he can overcome from the pain of separation. So like that. And he will state about the glories of Badrikashram, the place where he is going is talking about a little bit that. Then hearing all this, Uddhava asked the question, please tell me what was that Lord spoke to you? Something like that. So this is about Badrikashram, the specialty of Badrikashram. Yatra Narayana Devo
Yatra Narayana Devo
Narascha Bhagavan Rishi
Narascha Bhagavan Rishi
Mrudu Tivram Tapo Dirgam
Mrudu Tivram Tapo Dirgham
Te Pate Loka Bhavanau.
Te Pate Loka Bhavanau. There in Badrikashrama, the personality of Godhead in his incarnation as the sages Nara and Narayana has been undergoing great penance since time immemorial for the welfare of all amiable living entities. Hare Krishna.
The specialty of Badrikashram. In the Badrikashram, the Supreme Lord, in the form of the twin sages Nara Narayana, merciful to all, who give happiness to all people, have been performing austerities difficult for others for a long time. Later on, in the fourth canto, first chapter, we'll read about this particular activity of Naranara and Rishis performing severe austerities for the welfare of the entire world. They were born to Murti and Dharma personified. Daksha Prajapati, who married Swayambhuva Manu's youngest daughter, Akuti Prasuti Devahuti. Prasuti. Okay. And Daksha, marrying Prasuti, gave birth to 16 daughters, of which 13 were married to Dharma. The 13th daughter was Murti, and she gave birth to the twin lords, Nara and Narayana. And since their birth, they were performing austerities in the Himalayas. That place is known as Badrik Ashram because that entire area is filled with Badri trees. So like that. Since then they are performing austerities, and we are talking about now. Uddhava and Vidura were talking about this 5000 years back in the 7th Manvantara, Vaivashata Manvantara, and they were performing austerities in the time of Swayambhu Manvantara. From then they are continued to perform the austerities for the welfare of the entire world. This is about Naranara and Rishis. There the Lord's Amsha, Narayana dwells. They give happiness to all and have performed tapasya for a long time and performed for a long time the austerity which is difficult to the doers. So it's like that. They are the protectors of the world or the producers of the world. Loka Bhavana means we can take them as the protectors of the world or we can take them as the creators of the world because he is none other than the Lord himself, Lord the creator. So in that way. And that Lord, after creating the world, they are protecting and maintaining by performing this severe austerities in a place known as Badrikashram in the Himalayas. Now I am going to that place in order to deliver the message given by Lord Krishna unto them. That is the context. So then Uddhava became silent. Having said this, now I am going on my way to Badrikashram in order to deliver the message of Lord Krishna to Naranara and Rishis and all the other assembled sages in Badrikashram. Now, Sukadeva Goswami takes on the conversation. Sri Sukha Uvacha
श्रीशुक उवाच
Iti Uddhavad Upakarnya
इति उद्धवात् उपाकर्ण्य
Suhrudam Dussaham Vadam
सुहृदां दुस्सहं वधम्
Jnanena Samayat Kshatta
ज्ञानेन शमयत् क्षत्ता
Shokam Utpatitam Buddha.
शोकमुत्पतितं बुधः. Sri Shukadev Goswami said, after hearing from Uddhava all about the annihilation of his friends and relatives, the learned Vidura pacified his overwhelming bereavement by dint of his transcendental knowledge.
Sukadeva Goswami said, hearing in this way from Uddhava, the great devotee of the Lord, about the disappearance of the Yadavas and Lord Krishna, who are his dearmost friends and worshipful Lord, which was difficult to bear, the intelligent Vidura subdued his rising grief by knowledge. So Vidura could not keep quiet. He was feeling very sorrowful hearing all these things, but he kind of controlled himself by his matured knowledge. Vidura heard in this way from Uddhava the intolerable destruction of his friends and relatives and his worshipful Lord. He was pacified by the knowledge arising from reviewing what Uddhava said, starting from text number 327. in the beginning, second chapter onwards, hearing the questions of Vidura, Uddhava said, Krishna Dyumanimloche, Girneshu, Ajagarena, Kimnuna Kushalam Buruyam, Gata Shrishu, Gruheshaham. And Andakar Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who is like the sun, has set, as a result of which the entire Yadu dynasty was devoured by the darkness of Python. What is there to speak about it? There is now no one remaining there to speak. There is nothing to speak about them. So like that. So hearing all this, that it is okay, one person dies, fine. But if everyone dies altogether for no reason, it is like highly painful situation. That too, one's loving friends, if they die untimely, that is also highly painful. So, but Vidura being knowledgeable person could control is enough separation from all of them. It's like that. Satam Mahabhagavatam
Satam Mahabhagavatam
Vrajantam Kauravarshapha
Prajantam Kauravarshava
Vishrambad Abhyadattedam
Vishrambat Abhyadattedam
Mukyam Krishna Parigrahe.
Mukyam Krishna Parigrahe. While Uddhava, the chief and most confidential amongst the devotees of the Lord, was going away, Vidura, in affection and confidence, questioned him.
Yeah, the best of the Kurus, Vidura, Kaurava Rishabha, then spoke out of great trust the following words to the great devotee Uddhava, the principal recipient of Lord Krishna's mercy. Krishna Parigrahe Mukyam is the best among those Krishna accepted as his dearmost devotees. As Uddhava was about to leave, Uddhava told that I am on my way to Badrikashram. So before he could leave, Vidura made an inquiry. Though Uddhava was younger than himself, Uddhava controlled Krishna. Though Uddhava was younger than Vidura, so Vidura and Dhritarashtra, Pandu and Vasudev were like equal aged person. And Uddhava, Krishna, Arjuna, Yudhishthir, they were all same age. So Vidura is like the father of Uddhava. Though Uddhava was younger than himself, like the son to Vidura, Uddhava controlled Krishna and thus superior to him. Thus, the younger person superior in bhakti should be the guru for someone elder. Vidura's words are the proof of this. So Vidura is going to say that, so my dear Uddhava, by becoming my guru, please narrate what Lord has said. That is what is going to tell in the next verse. Like in Bhagavad Gita, we see that Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava aprucha metvam dharma sammuda cheta Nishreyasan bhujitam tanme Shishya seyam swadimam tam tapannam. So Arjuna, having spoken a friendly dialogue, he said, my dear Lord, please, I don't know what is good for me. I have become your disciple, you become my guru, and please enlighten me what to do, what not to do. So like that. Here Uddhava is also making up his mind. Sorry, Vidura is making up his mind to become the disciple of Uddhava so that he can understand more about Lord Krishna. So that's what Vidura will say in the next verse. Any questions till now? You are able to follow?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Other devotees? Anyone has any question?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. Vidura Uvacha.
Vidura Uvacha.
Mataji, let others also recite.
Vidura Uvacha.
Jnanam param swatmaraha prakasham.
ज्ञानं परं स्वात्मरः प्रकाशम्
यदा योगेश्वर ईश्वरस्ते
यदा योगेश्वर ईश्वरस्ते
वक्तुं भवान्नोर्हति यद्धि विष्णोर्
वक्तुं भवानोऽर्हति यदि विष्णोर्
भृत्या स्वभृत्यार्थकृतश्चरन्ति
भृत्या स्वभृत्यार्थकृतश्चरन्ति. Vidura said, O Uddhava, because the servants of Vishnu, the Lord, wander in the interest of serving others, it is quite fit that you kindly describe the self-knowledge with which you have been enlightened by the Lord Himself. Hare Krishna.
You should tell us. Here, Vidura is telling that you should tell to us the supreme knowledge revealing the secrets about himself. The knowledge that clears the contradictions of Lord's pastimes, which the master of yoga, Yogeshwara, the supreme Lord, Ishvara, spoke unto you. Because the Vaishnavas wander the earth, giving teachings about bhakti. Yeah, Vishnu Brutya, Vishnoho Brutya, the devotees of Lord Vishnu, Charanti, they wander on the surface of the earth, giving teachings about bhakti. Swabhrutya Artha Krita. Their only activity is to speak about bhakti to one and all, nothing more than that. Since you are a great devotee of the Lord, please do the needful. So, the Vishnu Brutya, the devotees of the Lord, Swabhrutya Artha, for the benefit of their own followers, they deliver bhakti to them. Kritaha. So, like that. Na here indicates the two of us, Vidura and Maitreya. So, Vidura including Maitreya also along with him. So, my dear Uddhavaji, Krishna only spoke to you. You clearly mentioned it previously. Though Lord was looking at Maitreya, but he only spoke to me. And I asked the question, he answered me. Fine. So you only know the answer. So neither Maitreya nor me does not know. So please explain, enlighten us in the subject matter. Because the nature of pure devotees of the Lord is to distribute bhakti to one and all. So in that way, the Vaishnavas, Vishnu or Bhutyaha, wander about the earth, acting to make people devotees, giving teachings on bhakti. By mercy, they become gurus for the ignorant. So this particular concept will be explained very nicely in the 5th chapter. Very soon, we will be discussing that. In the beginning verses, the causeless mercy or the causeless compassion the devotee have, the devotees of the Lord have upon the conditioned souls. That is the same thing. Vishnu or Bhrutya Sabhrutyartha Kritas Charanti. They keep wandering on the surface of the earth in order to deliver the conditioned soul. जनस्य कृष्णाद् विमुखस्य दैवाद् अधर्मशीलस्य सुदुःखितस्य अनुग्रहायेन चरन्ति नूनं भूतानि भव्यानि जनार्दनस्य. अनुग्रह इह चरन्ति नूनं भूतानि भव्यानि जनार्दनस्य. The people who trust Vagya, who are troubled by the modes of material nature in this world, in order to deliver them, great devotees like you, wandering all over the surface of the earth. So that will be the nature of the great devotees. Those who are preaching, constantly traveling here, there, everywhere, they are the real Vishnu Bhaktas. Therefore, teach me, identifying myself as a servant of the Lord, that knowledge of the Lord. Okay. Please, considering me also in a prospective candidate for this knowledge, a kind of devotee of the Lord, please reveal that knowledge unto me also. Because this knowledge cannot be given to one and all. It can be given to only devotees. So this is the highest form of knowledge which no one knows. So in that way, Vidura is telling that please accept me also an aspiring devotee of the Lord and please reveal that knowledge to me. That was the inquiry made by Vidura. For which Uddhava responds in a very respectful manner in the next verse. Uddhava uvacha
Vacha
nanute tattva samradhya
ननु ते तत्त्वसंराध्य
ऋषि कौशारवोन्तिके
ऋषि कौशारवोऽन्तिके
साक्षात् भगवतादिष्टो
साक्षात् भगवतादिष्टो
मर्त्यलोकं जिहासता.
मर्त्यलोकम jihasata. Sri Uddhava said, "You may take lessons from the great learned sage Maitreya, who is nearby and who is worshipable for reception of transcendental knowledge. He was directly instructed by the personality of Godhead while he was about to quit this mortal world."
So then Uddhava says, definitely you should worship Maitreya for this knowledge because he was directly taught in front of me by the Lord who desired to leave this world. So my dear Vidurji, Lord spoke to me as well as Maitreya. In fact, Lord spoke to Maitreya in front of my eyes. If at all you want to know this knowledge, please approach Maitreya, who is nearby only. Thinking within himself, before responding, Uddhava was thinking with himself, how can I make Vidura, my elder, worthy of respect, my disciple? That is not appropriate. This is called Maryada Vitikrama. I cannot make my father like Vidura as my disciple. Disciple is like a son. So this is Maryada Vitikrama. And more than that, the elder for both of us. So Maitreya and Vyasdeva were classmates in the school of Parasharamani. So Maitreya and Vyasadeva were of same age. And Vidura's father is Vyasadeva. And for Vidura, Maitreya is also like father figure. So there is no harm. So with that intention, Uddhava says, "O fortunate one, O Bhagyavan, what I have heard from the mouth of the Lord, as I have explained, is that all of the Lord's dear Yadus are situated in their respective abodes without giving up their bodies. When I asked the Lord, my dear Lord, in your activity there are so many contradictions. I'm not able to understand. Many great sages also bewildered by hearing those pastimes. Can you please clarify?" So Lord clarified. What did Lord clarify? The clarification given by the Lord is that the Lord's dear devotees, the Yadavas, are situated in their respective abodes without giving up their bodies. Though apparently the scene has been created by the Lord's illusory potency that the Yadavas fought among themselves and they died. That is all only imagination, that is not real. In fact, all the Yadus, they did not leave Dwaraka. They still remain in Dwaraka. They simply entered into Aprakata Dwaraka because the Lord's abode Dwaraka is eternal. Lord's devotee, the Yadavas are eternal, and Lord is eternal. There will be no destruction to them. Apparently, or really also. But if you are asking about the nature of the Lord's birth and pastimes, Janma Karma cha me divyam, evam yoveti tatha takva deya punarjanma naiti mamiti swarjuna. If at all you want to know about the Lord's birth and activities, the transcendental nature of Lord's birth and activities like कर्माणि अनियस्य बहु भवस्यते, उसके बारे में आप जानना चाहते हैं तो how the unborn Lord takes birth, how the Lord who has no need to perform any activities to perform the activities के बारे में जानना है तो you please accept Maitreya as your guru. About Yadavas, about Lord disappearance, there is nothing like that. There is no disappearance for the Lord, no disappearance for the Yadavas. They are eternal. That is what I have understood from Lord's mouth. But if you want to know about the transcendental nature of birth and activities, you please take shelter of Maitreya Rishi. He will be your guru. Certainly, Maitreya should be worshipped or should be accepted as your guru concerning the nature of the Lord. If you want to know about Tattva of the Lord, about Lord's Divya Janma, Divya Karma in Tattva, you need to take him as guru. Tat Vijnanaratam Sagurum Yavabi Gachet. Tat Vidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadekshantita Jnanam Janma Tattadarshana. Acting to make people into devotees. Swabhrutyartha Krita, not I. Because he was directly taught by the Lord for teaching this unto you in front of me. Uddhava says that actually the Lord only had one intention, that the knowledge about his transcendental nature of birth and activity should be given to you. For that reason only, he spoke this to Maitreya. And now Maitreya will be your guru and he will teach you all these things. And I am on my mission to Badrikashram. I don't want to delay anymore. You please approach Maitreya Rishi, who is nearby only, and take guidance from him. He will enlighten you in the subject matter. The subject matter that Lord had mentioned in order to alleviate the contradictory nature of the pastimes. So like that. So saying that, Uddhava became silent. So then what happened? Sukadeva Goswami narrating. Sri Shuka Uvacha इति सह विदुषः विदुरेण विश्वमूर्ते
सह विदुरेण विश्वमूर्ते
गुणकथाया सुदया प्लावितोरुतापा
गुणकथया सुधा प्लावितोरुतापः
क्षणम् इव पुलिने यमस्वसुस्ताम्
क्षणम् इव पुलिन् यमस्वसुस्ताम्
समुस्थिता उपगवेर्निशितां ततोगात्
समुषित औषगविर्निशां ततो गत. Translation. Sukdev Goswami said, O king, after thus discussing with Vidura the transcendental name, fame, qualities, etc., on the bank of the Yamuna, Uddhava was overwhelmed with great affliction. He passed the night as if it were a moment, and thereafter he went away. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sukadeva Goswami said, removing his great pain by conversing about the sweet qualities of the Lord with Vidura, Uddhava spent that night, which passed like a moment, on the bank of the Yamuna, and then departed in the morning. It seems that they met each other in the late evening when sun is about to set, and they were discussing whole night without sleeping about Krishna, all those things which we discussed in the previous 3 chapters, and also many more things which were not put in the Bhagavatam. And early in the morning, after bathing in Yamuna, after completing morning Sandhya rites, Uddhava started walking towards Badrikashram. And now Vidura left alone in Vrindavan. He remained for the night, which passed like a moment, and left the next morning. Uddhava is a descendant of Aupagava. Here Uddhava is addressed as Aupagavi. So Uddhava is a descendant of Aupagava, who is Vasudeva's younger brother, and is thus called as Aupagavi. So Vasudeva had total 9 brothers, I suppose, including Vasudeva or without Vasudeva, total 9 brothers were there. Among them, one of his younger brother is called Aupagavi. So Aupagava, as a result of that, Aupagava's son is known as Aupagavi. In the 9th canto, his name is not mentioned as Aupagavi, but he is Aupagavi. So like that, it is mentioned by various literatures. Sri Harivamsa states that Uddhava is the son of Vasudeva's brother, whose name is Devabhaga. So the Vasudeva's one of the younger brother is known as Devabhaga. He is also called as Aupagava. As a result of that, Uddhava is called Aupagavi. So Lord Krishna and Uddhava were cousin brothers. Their fathers are own brothers. So like that. Uddhavo Devabhagasya Mahabhaga Suto Bhavat. Uddhava is the son of Devabhaga. And Devabhaga is the brother of Vasudeva. So in other words, he is Sri Krishna's cousin brother. So then we'll see what is the relation between Devabhaga and Vasudeva. Through Marisha, King Surasena begot 10 sons. So Vasudeva is the eldest. Next Devabhaga, Devashrava, Anaka, Srinjaya, Shamaka, Kanka, Shemika, Vastaka, and Vruka. So Shurasena Maharaj had married Marisha and they begot 10 sons and 5 daughters. The 10 sons' names are mentioned. Vasudeva is the eldest Sims and next Devabhaga. And 5 daughters were Pruta. Pruta means Kunti. Shrutadeva, Shrutakirti, Shrutashrava, and Rajani Devi. These were the 5 daughters of Shurasena Maharaj. Shurasena Maharaj gave Pruta to Kunti Bhoj because Kunti Bhoj did not have any children. So since Kunti seems to be eldest daughter, so she was given to them. And afterwards she became known as Kunti because she was raised by Kunti Bhoja. And the remaining 4 daughters were given marriage to different people. And we know that Pruta or Kunti married King Bandu and gave birth to 5 Pandavas. In the sense, the 3 Pandavas and also other 2 Pandavas through Madri, but overall 5 Pandavas. Kunti reared them as their own sons. And the second daughter of Surasena Maharaj, Shrutadeva, she married Ruddha Sharma, the king of Karusha kingdom, and she gave birth to Dantavakra. Dantavakra is the son of Shrutadeva. So the younger sister of Kunti Devi. And then the next one is Shrutakirti. She married Dushtaketu, the king of Kekaya. She gave birth to 5 sons, headed by Santardana and Bhadra. If you remember Bhagavad Gita first chapter, Drishtaketu Chekitena, Purujit. So like that, all the various kings' names are mentioned in the list of the warriors who are there on the side of the Pandavas. Duryodhana was listing all their names to Dronacharya. So in that, Drishtaketu name comes. Drishtaketu is the husband of Shrutakirti. So Shrutakirti and Kunti were own sisters. So Drishtaketu came to assist the Pandavas in the Kurukshetra battle. And he is from Kekaya province. And they had 5 sons and 1 daughter. 5 sons headed by Santardana and their daughter is Bhadra. Lord Krishna's one of the 8 principal queens is also Bhadra is there. Lord Krishna married Bhadra from a Swayamvar. Because for Lord Krishna, she is his aunt. Shrutakirti is aunt. So his father's sister's daughter. So he married her. And then the next sister of Vasudeva was Shrutashrava. She married Damakosha, the king of Chedi. And they gave birth to Shishupal, who was killed by Lord Krishna. Shishupal and Dantavakra. They were Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Jaya, Vijaya. They were killed by Lord Krishna. And then Rajani Devi, the youngest daughter of Shurasena Maharaj. She married Jayasena, the king of Avanti. Avanti, all of you know very well. Ujjain. And they gave birth to Vindhya, Anuvindhya, and Mitravinda. So Lord Krishna came to this capital city also, and he won the hand of Mitravinda in his Swayamvar. So Lord Krishna married Bhadra and Mitravindra from his own family members. So it's like that. So basically, Uddhava is the cousin brother of Lord Krishna, very closely related to Lord Krishna only. Krishna's father is Vasudeva and Uddhava's father is Devabhaga. They are brothers. So in that way. So hearing that, Parikshit Maharaj asked a question now. Some question about Uddhava. Rajovacha.
Rajovacha.
Nidanam upagateeshu Vishnu-bhojeshu.
Nidanam upagateeshu Vrishni-bhojeshu.
Adiratayutapayutapeshu mukhyaha.
Adiratayutapayutapeshu mukhyaha.
Tatu katam avasista Uddhavo yad.
Satukatam avasista Uddhavo gatayat.
Darirapi tatyaja akritim tradisha.
Tadirapi tatyaja akritim trayadishaha. Translation. The king inquired, at the end of the pastimes of the Lord of the three worlds, Sri Krishna, and after the disappearance of the members of Vrishni and Bhoja dynasties, who were the best of the great commanders? Why did Uddhava alone remain?
So some glories of Uddhava, and Arjuna is asking question. Arjuna not. This is Parishit Maharaj is asking question. Why did Uddhava was left alone? So from his side, of course, Krishna had a special mission, but still he is asking, how could Uddhava, the chief among the heads of the groups of the leaders of charioteer groups, basically among all various commander-in-chiefs, Uddhava is best among the Vrishnis and Bhojas who had attained nearness to Lord Krishna, remain alone. But the Lord, the remover of the sorrows, avoided giving any counter orders unto Uddhava. How is it that one of the very close associates of Lord Krishna himself left behind? Because he is one of the close associates of Lord Krishna, that's why he left behind. He could actually pass on the message of Lord Krishna in a more proper and appropriate way. That was the reason. The question itself had the answer. Since even the Lord, the master of the three worlds, completely gave up his pastimes, ended his prakata pastimes, how did Uddhava remain? Uddhava is also one of the eternal associates of the Lord. Why Lord Krishna left him behind? Nidanam upakadeshu vrishni bhojeshu superficially means when the Vrishnis and Bhojas mean destruction. Nidanam means destruction. But however, the real meaning is when the Vrishnis and Bhojas attain nearness to the Lord, their complete treasure, their all in all. That means when Lord Krishna and Dwaraka entered into Aprakata Lila, all the Yadavas also entered into Aprakata Lila, remaining in that Dwaraka. They attained more nearness to Lord Krishna. Like Upanishad we say, na? Upanishad means sitting next to the Guru and understanding the Vedic literatures. Upanishad. So in that way. Here Nidanam means coming very close to Supreme Lord. It is not proper that he, even in one portion, should remain alone to experience the pain of separation from Lord Krishna. One should not think that he was not a Vrishni, for it is said, among them he alone remained. So one cannot say that, oh no, Uddhava is not Vrishni, that's why Krishna left him behind, not like that. He is also as one among the Vrishnis. So, how could he avoid the Lord's order to go to Badrikashram? That is explained here. But on the other hand, since Lord gave him a special order, that's why Uddhava remained here and went to Badrikashram. After fulfilling that order, Uddhava came back from Badrikashram and he remained in Vrindavan as a Gulmalata adjacent to Kusum Sarovar because that was his desire that he attained. And one form he was remained in Vrindavan in the Gulmalata and Kusum Sarovar as a Gulmalata. And in another form he came to Dwaraka and entered into Aprakat Lila of Lord Krishna and Dwaraka abode. Now we can still see Uddhava in Dwaraka and also in Vrindavan as a Gulmalata in Kusum Sarovar. So this is mentioned in the 11th canto, at the end of the 11th canto, when Lord Krishna's pastimes will be completed. But here, all those things are not mentioned. But Parishit Maharaj is asking a question like that. How could he avoid Lord's order to go to Badrikashram? That is explained here. Though the Lord is the remover of all suffering, he avoided indicating the other purpose to Uddhava. Just like when gopis came to Lord Krishna hearing the flute voice in the middle of the night, Lord Krishna told them, now I've called you, all of you came here, you saw me, I saw you, now please go back. Now go back to the cowherd village without delay, O chaste ladies, and serve your husband and take care of your husband. Thank you very much for coming. Lord Krishna told that. So there in the 10th canto, we'll see that though Lord Krishna told them to go back and serve their husbands, and they say that Actually, you are our true husband. We want to follow your instruction only. You are telling us to go home and serve your husband. So you are our true husband and we want to serve you. So they remained there. They followed the order of the Lord fullest extent. So in that way. Same way here, since Lord Krishna told Uddhava to go to Badrikashram and he cannot avoid that, executing that order. So in order to execute that, he went to Badrikashram. If he would have given some hint to the contrary to the gopis when he gave that order, then Uddhava, most intelligent, would not have gone to Badrikashrama. He would have stayed with the Lord. If there is some hint of not going to Badrikashram, then Uddhava would have stayed back. But Lord clearly indicated multiple times that you should please go to the Badrikashram because I have not been there and they are waiting for me. So Uddhava, as a humble servant of the Supreme Lord, executed this order completely, went to Badrikashram, but again returned from there, did not remain there. He came back and joined the Aprakata Leela of Lord Krishna in Dwarka and also became a Gulmalata in Vrindavan. So everything is completed because these things are not mentioned and Parishit Maharaj is asking a question about that, for which Sukadeva Goswami gives an answer in one verse. The next verse only, the one line answer, and then he will continue the remaining story, what all happened afterwards. Sri Sukha Uvacha
श्रीसुक उवाच
Brahmashapapadeshena
ब्रह्मशापापदेशेन
Kalena Moga Vanchita
कालेनामोघवञ्चिता
Samrutya Swakulam Spitam
संहृत्या स्वकुलं स्फीतं
Tyakshan Deham Achintayat.
त्यक्ष्यन् देहम् अचिन्तयत्. Sukadeva Goswami replied, My dear king, the cursing of the Brahmanas was only a plea, but the actual fact was the supreme desire of the Lord. He wanted to disappear from the face of the earth after dispatching his excessively numerous family members. He thought to himself as follows.
What had happened is all by the desire of the Lord only. We discussed about this many times since last 2-3 classes. We were discussing same thing only. Sukadeva Goswami says, using the excuse of the Brahmana's curse, the Lord, whose desire cannot be thwarted by time, thought of withdrawing his flourishing dynasty, the Yadu dynasty, and Bhoja of Rishni, and separating himself from his Narayana's form, which has merged into him when he appeared on the earth. Basically, Lord Krishna want to wind up all the pastimes, send back the Devatas and other Vishnu forms to their respective places. Lord Krishna orchestrated this entire pastime. Here is the answer. The contrivance of the Brahmana's curse was only a pretext for causing the disappearance of the Yadus from the material world. The Lord, whose desire cannot be made useless by time or by Maya, thought of withdrawing his own clan by that means, through the means of the curse of Gandhari and also the curse of the Brahmanas. He thought of giving up a body which was spread beyond its limit. So Lord Krishna wanted to remove the burden of love from the surface of the earth, that is the Yadus, and Lord Krishna also wanted to give up a body. Spitam. So it is mentioned here. Kulam Spitam, and separating himself from his Narayana form which had merged into him when he appeared on it. Some people say that Takshan Deham, he wanted to give up his body. So literal meaning is he wanted to give up his body. That means he want to die and go back to Vaikunta. Somebody may say that, okay, the great devotee, he gave up his body and went to Vaikunta. Like that one may say. But if he is the Lord, how can he give up the body? If he is a devotee, can give up the body and go to Vaikunta. Atma can go to Vaikunta. That means there's a distance between the body and soul. In order to negate that, there is the example is quoted here. Though his eternity, knowledge and bliss is confined to his Swarupa. His Swarupa is Sachidanand Swarupa. It was now overextended in the sense of being visible to the eyes of the people in the material world. Lord by nature is Sachidanand Swarupa. He is completely spiritual. But now by appearing as Krishna, he has become a object of vision to all the people of this world. Generally, Lord is not visible to the people of this world, but now he made himself available to the people of this world for 125 years, and his glories are spread far and wide. There is the following rule. Sa visheshena vidhi nishedau visheshanam upasamskrutatma upasam sati visheshe bade. Statements of affirmation and denial change the meaning of their particular descriptive elements if there is a contradiction, not to the principal subject. When a statement is made with respect to a subject, but which has a contradictory meaning, then the meaning should be altered with respect to the subject. So an example is given. Why and how it is? An example is given. The word takshan should follow this rule. Takshan means takshan deham. It is mentioned in the shloka takshan deham. It should follow this rule because the subject should be given prominence than the verb. Takshan means to give up. This is verb. But the subject should be given prominence than to the verb. So in that way, the word takshan should follow this rule, acting as a descriptive, not as the main subject. For example, one can say, Chaitra was the king, giving up the body, he burnt it. So now, by hearing this sentence, what we may think? Chaitra was the king, giving up the body, he burnt it. If we say that he has given up his body, and then who burnt it? The sentence says he burnt it. The body refers to that of his wife who has died. Since it is impossible that he die and burn his own body, he cannot do both the activities. He cannot give up his body and he cannot burn his body. That is not possible. Atma cannot burn the material body. So in the present verse, takshan deham cannot mean that the Lord gave up his body and then died. That is not possible. Since his body is full of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So what is the real understanding of takshan dehan? And before that, in order to establish that, this principle, Mahavara Purana says that all the forms of the Lord are eternal, appearing constantly within the material world with bodies of Paramatma, without any destructible elements made of Prakriti. Lord's different forms, all the avatars and all his amshas, they are all eternally transcendental. Though they may appear into material world, they will never take material elements. One example. This is confirmed in Madhva's commentary, in which he quotes Shruti. He says that Madhvacharya quotes Shruti mantra. Shruti mantra says that I am Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Hamsa, Masya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Rama, Parshurama, Balarama, Krishna, Buddha, and Kalki. See, all the famous avatars are there. Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, the fourth quadruple expansion. Hamsa, and Matsya and Dashavatas. Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Nrsimha, Vamana, Rama, Parshurama, Balarama, Krishna, Buddha, Kalki. I have hundreds and thousands of forms in this world. Lord appears in this world. I am infinite. These forms are not born, nor do they die. They are not conditioned, nor do they become liberated. There is nothing like conditioning and liberation for these forms. All of them are complete, ageless, and deathless, full of the highest bliss, Sachidananda Swarupa. They are eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss forms. They don't have something called as conditioning and liberation. They don't have something called as birth and death. So birth and death does not belong to Supreme Lord. Then what is the meaning of Takshan Deham? Is he giving up the body like the human beings? Or is he giving up the body like the liberated souls? What is this? The meaning is there are many statements in the Shruti and Smriti showing that the Lord has an eternal form. Thus, if you take this verse to mean that Lord Krishna gave up his body, it does not recognize the contradiction to previous and later statements. What is the meaning of this? Persons who take such a meaning have a demoniac mentality and are cheated of the nectar of Prema Bhakti. Those who say that the Lord Krishna is a human being and he has given up his human body and went to spiritual world. That is the thought process of the demoniac mentality. They are deprived of the Prema Bhakti. then what is the thinking of the Prema Bhakta devotees, Prema Bhaktas? The Prema Bhakta says that Nunam Deham refers to an Amsha of Lord Krishna, Narayana. When Lord Krishna appeared, Lord Narayana appeared from Vaikuntha and entered into Lord Krishna's form. So the understanding is that the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu stays in Dhroloka, the Manvantar Avatara stays in, the Chaturbhuja Lord Narayana stays in a Vaikuntha abode within the material universe located just above Satyaloka. And these two deities have entered in Lord Krishna when Lord Krishna appeared, because it is the duty of the Manvantar Avatara and Gunavatara to maintain and protect this material world. Lord Krishna came to perform his leelas, his sweet pastimes with the devotees. Now he did not come to kill the asuras. The killing of the asuras is the activity of the maintainer of the universe, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu and Manvantara Avatara. And they came and entered into the body of form of Lord Krishna, and they killed all the asuras. Lord Krishna did not kill any asura in that sense. Now, to have Lord Narayana again return to Vaikuntha, Lord Krishna separated Narayana from his own body. Now, at this point, when Lord Krishna was sitting underneath that peepal tree, which is situated behind him on the bank of Saraswati River, Lord Krishna told Narayana that, so my dear Lord Narayana, thank you very much for coming and doing all your respective activities. Now, please go back. He is bidding him farewell, separating Narayana from his own form. According to Sandarbhas, the phrase means giving the body of the earth to the devatas like Brahma for protecting. So Lord had given up this universe. Lord had entered into this universe for 25 years. He performed pastimes, he maintained it as he was there. He took care of the maintenance of this, and he has given the maintenance responsibility to Brahma and other devatas, and he is leaving from this world. Like that also we can take. Takshan Deham means, or Nidanam Deham means, he came here and he performed all the pastimes, and he said, okay, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to take care of this world. Now I am leaving. So like that. So this is how Acharyas explain the meaning of Nunam Deham, Takshan Deham. So it's like that. So Lord is eternal, Lord's form is eternal, Lord's abode is eternal, Lord's pastimes are eternal, Lord's devotees are eternal. They never subjected to destruction. The destruction of the Yadus is only simply a pretext, an apparent activity. An illusion has been created to the great sages so that they will write in the Vedas, Vedic literature, so that people of this world, the faithless people, will accept it as truth and begin and become the cause of the beginning of Kali Yuga. That is how it is indicated. So Hare Krishna, you able to follow? Any questions till now?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, may I request you to please go to the previous screen, previous slide. Yeah, Prabhu, here it said that, okay, killing of the demons is by Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, as you said, and then
And Manvantara Avatara.
And the Manvantara Avatara, that is
Narayana.
okay. So then what about Krishna? Because these are again incarnations of Krishna, right?
Okay.
Then what about, see here the returning of Narayan to Vaikuntha is given. That is okay, but what about Krishna then?
No, Krishna went to Dwarka. Krishna remains eternally in Dwarka.
Oh, okay.
That's what we are discussing now. The Dwaraka entered into Aprakata, and all the other Dwaraka Vasis, they came near to Upakateshu. They came near to Krishna. That means Krishna is there in Dwarka. He did not leave Dwarka. Just like we say that Vrindavanam Paritajya Padam Ekam Na Gachati. The Nandandan Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Similarly, the Dwaraka Krishna, the Devaki Nandan Krishna never leaves Dwarka. He always remains in Dwarka only, along with his Dwaraka associates in a Aprakata Lila.
Okay, makes sense.
So like that. Yeah, yes, Mataji. हाँ.
प्रभु जी, आपने कहा नारायण को उन्होंने कहा आप अपने धाम चले जाओ, तो
हाँ.
वो जो कृष्णा थे जो प्रभास में थे, वो द्वारकावासी कृष्ण थे या वृंदावनवासी कृष्ण थे?
No, Dwarakavasi Krishna only. Now, Vrindavan Krishna never came to Madura or Dwarka. He remained in Vrindavan only. He entered into Aprakata.
हमने पहले देखा था कि जो द्वारका में कृष्ण है वो नारायण का एक स्वरूप है, राइट?
No, Narayan का एक स्वरूप नहीं. Narayan entered into Krishna. The Krishna who was in Madura and Vrindavan is Devaki Nandan Krishna,
हाँ
who
हाँ,
appeared in the prison cell of prison cell at the time of their birth.
ओके
And simultaneously, Yashodamai also gave birth to Krishna, that is Yashodanandan Krishna. He remains in Vrindavan. And Devaki Nandan Krishna either remains in Madura or remains in Dwarka. Because now Madura was shifted to Dwarka, he remains in Dwarka eternally.
ओके।
So it's like that.
और उद्धव को जो उन्होंने कहा कि आप बद्रिकाश्रम जाओ, आपने कहा कोई पर्पस था कि एक पर्पस के लिए उनको कहा आप बद्रिकाश्रम जाइए, तो व्हाट इज दैट पर्पस प्रभु जी?
To give that knowledge to the sages of Badrikashram. Because they wanted to have darshan of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna could not go there. On his behalf, he is sending Uddhava, who also looks like Krishna only.
अच्छा, ठीक है।
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Prabhu, I am not sure if this is really relevant to today's discussion, but Prabhu, how do we understand that Vrindavan Krishna and Dwarka Krishna is different and same, Prabhu?
Okay, you wait till Janmashtami. On the day of Janmashtami, somebody will speak about it. So you must have, you should have heard this. Many Janmashtamis have passed already. So every Janmashtami they will speak about this.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah.
You attend Janmashtami festival without fail.
Prabhu, any specific lecture that you would want me to hear? Because
I don't know whether we discussed many times in our discussions also. You missed many classes in between, na? Once in a while we discussed, and the first canto also we discussed, in third canto, say in the previous chapters also we discussed. When Krishna appeared in the prison cell, simultaneously Krishna also appeared to Mother Yashoda.
Correct.
So we discussed this many times.
Okay.
Even when time comes, we'll also discuss in the future also. Don't worry.
Sure.
So we are about to end. I mean, we have a few more minutes. We'll just complete this chapter. Few more verses are there. Some other time we'll discuss that. No problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Prabhuji.
And like you mentioned that the Vrindavan Krishna doesn't come out of the Vrindavan and this. So how to understand the Kurukshetra Leela where gopis are asking the Dwarka Krishna to return? Because Vrindavan Krishna is already there in Vrindavan itself, no?
So yes. Okay.
Whom are requesting them to return?
Okay. So there is something called Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had started it. It is called Achintya Beda Abeda Tattva. They are simultaneously different and same also. So in one sense, the mood is different. The mood of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan, who is the son of Yashodamayi, who appeared as the son of Yashodamayi, is Prema. He is Prema Purushottam. And the mood of Krishna, who appeared through Devaki and Vasudev in Madura, is we can say him as Leela Purushottam or Aishwarya Purushottam. Not Aishwarya actually in one sense. I don't know what exactly how to say, but Vrindavan Krishna is certainly Prema Purushottam, and Madura Dwarka Krishna, he is the one who came being invited by Brahma in order to do the needful. So Vrindavan Krishna just came to display the Vrajaras, nothing else. He himself want to enjoy and also display that Vrajaras to the people of this world. So in that way, we have to see the distinction. But it's the same. We say that though the Lord is one, he himself expands into Swamsha and Vibhinnamsha. Like, can we distinguish the sun and sun rays?
Yes or no?
Yes and no. So like that, we can't distinguish the Paramatma and Jivatma. We can't distinguish Lord Vishnu and Lord the various expansions of Vishnu and Lord Krishna. Then how can we see the distinction between Krishna of Dwaraka and Madura? So there is a distinction from the rasa point of view and tattva point of view. They are same only. So in that way, the one Lord appeared at two places simultaneously with different moods, different rasas. One is called Prema Purushottam, other one is called Lila Purushottam, like that we can say.
But
So Lila Purushottam also
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
only. Yes, Mataji.
But Prabhuji, then why the gopis are in Viraha Bhav after he left Vrindavan?
See,
if he never left, then
he never left, but that's what I'm saying. Na, he entered into Aprakata Lila. For this you need to read 10th canto. You get more details when you read 10th canto. So because Lord Krishna never left Vrindavan means that Vraja mood never left Vrindavan. That Krishna whom we see in Madura and Dwaraka did never displayed the mood of Raja Krishna. Did he ever display that mood of Raja Krishna?
no.
Did he ever behave like a Gopal, cowherd boy in Madura and Dwaraka? Or did he behave like a prince, a Rajkumar?
Yes.
Did he play flute in Madura and Dwaraka?
Never.
So the mood of Vrindavan Krishna is different. The mood of Madura Dwaraka Krishna is different. So in that way, the Vrindavan Krishna never left Vrindavan. That means that mood never left Vrindavan.
Okay, Prabhuji.
See, if you see the whole pastime, when Vasudev took Lord Krishna from Madura to Gokul Mahavan, what happened there? What is that we hear on Janmashtami day from our Bhagavad Kathakar, from our Gurujan or devotees? What they say? After crossing Yamuna, what happened? As soon as Vasudev stepped into Gokul Mahavan, after crossing Mathura, after crossing Yamuna, Yashoda Mai in the middle of the night without her knowledge gave birth to twins, a boy, a girl. First she gave birth to boy, then she gave birth to girl after some time. So that boy, Krishna, as soon as Vasudev took the small boy from his own prison cell, go to after crossing Yamuna, entered into Gokul Mahavan area, that Krishna who is lying down next to Mother Yashoda disappeared from there and joined with this Krishna. But otherwise, he came to the basket of Vasudev and both became one. And that one boy was taken by Vasudev to the Suti Gruha of Yashoda Mai. He kept the small boy there on the bed and he took the girl and took her back. So both of them became one. So when Krishna, on the request of Akrura, was going to what? Madura, on the way, Lord Krishna remained back in the Krishna of Yashoda Nandan remained back in Vrindavan only, entered into Aparkata, and the Krishna of Devaki Nandan went along with Akrura to Madura. And some Acharya said that actually Devaki, Yashodanandan Krishna also went along with Akrura, along with Devakinandan Krishna to Akrura, to Madura. And he told that, Parso, I'll come. When he was going, he told Gopi that tomorrow I'll come. So he went there, and in 2 days later, along with Nanda Maharaj, in an invisible way, Nandanandan Krishna came to Vrindavan and remained there in a Aprakata Lila. Even today, you can go and see that Aprakata Krishna in Vrindavan. So this Leela is explained by our Acharyas in 10th Canto commentary.
Thank you for answering my question, Prabhu.
From external Tattva point of view, so all these things are not directly mentioned in the Bhagavatam. They say for us, the Krishna is the son of Devaki, and Vasudev took him to Gokul Mahavan, and Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda were the foster parents of Krishna. They reared him, and Krishna came back to Madura and then Dwaraka, and all this pastimes happened. So it is like that.
Is it that Lord Krishna wind up his Vrindavan pastime and that's when Akrura came to take Krishna?
No. They were Vrindavan was there only, na. During gambling match was happening, that time Lord Krishna again goes to Vrindavan after killing Dantavakra in Madura. That time he winds up Madura pastime. That time he takes all the Vrindavan Vasis to the spiritual Goloka Vrindavan. When gambling match was happening here, that time that's why Krishna did not come there, because that time Krishna went to Vrindavan. He was there for 2 months. By the time he returned to Dwaraka, everything is done. Then Krishna, Satyabhama, Balrama, they all go and meet Pandavas in Kamevan. By the time they are already in forest.
So the Kurukshetra Where gopis are asking, that happened before this gambling match, right?
That happened much before gambling match.
Okay. Also, Prabhu, like
after this meeting, then Pandavas were began all the activities for Raju sacrifice, going in 4 directions, killing Jarasandha and conquering all the 4 directions and performing the sacrifice. That all happened afterwards.
okay, so Sukdev Goswami doesn't mention in chronology, right?
Not required, na? Why you asked to mention chronology? He is like just Leela Smaran kar rahe.
Achha.
Okay, chalo. Few minutes are there. I just will see as much as we can do. I have another class at 1 o'clock. अस्माल्लोकाद् उपरते मयि ज्ञानं मदाश्रयम् अर्हति उद्धव एवाद्दा सम्प्रति आत्मवतां वरा. So here, when I leave this abode, Lord Krishna is thinking like this. When I leave this abode, Uddhava, the best among those who take me as their master, the best among my own devotees who consider me as their own self, will be qualified to directly impart knowledge about me to the sages of Vadrikashram and also to one and all in this world. Later on, Uddhava has to impart this knowledge to the queens of Lord Krishna also. Uddhava spoke to the queens of Lord Krishna for 1 month. Eventually, they also entered into Aprakata Vrindavan Leela. This also we discussed in one of the class very systematically in the first canto discussion. And in our book, Bhagavata Vichara, the first chapter talks about this pastime. How, when and where Uddhava spoke this Bhagavatam to the queens of Lord Krishna and how the queens entered into Aprakata Leela of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan. So, for more details, you can read that book, first chapter. When I disappear from this abode with my showers of sweet form, qualities and pastimes, Uddhava will be qualified to know what I know, Madashrayam. Because Uddhava knows whatever I know. If somebody wants anything to know from me, they can approach Uddhava. So like that. He is qualified as my duplicate. Lord Krishna considered Uddhava to be his own duplicate, body double, to give knowledge to the sages of Badrikashrama who want to receive knowledge from my mouth and want to see me. So the Badrikashrama devotees, they want to see the Lord. They want to hear from the Lord because Lord could not go there because of so many other pastimes, other important activities. He is sending his own body double, Uddhava, to Badrikashrama. Atmavatam means of those who take me as their master. So like that. Nodhavo no api mamnu no yadguner nardita prabhu ato madvayunam lokam grahayam ihatishtatu. Uddhava is not less than me because he is master of Maya. He is Yat Prabhu, he is Mayaka Prabhu, and not at all lacking in any spiritual quality. He should remain on this earth, giving knowledge of me to the entire world. Though I am leaving, but my body double should remain in this world in order to give the knowledge to the people of this world. That's why Lord Krishna left Uddhava behind. Because at least for some more time, the people should not feel the disappearance of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna's body double is still there, so they can approach Uddhava in the absence of Lord Krishna. That was the intention with which Lord Krishna left Uddhava behind. Is answering Sukadeva Goswami answering to Parikshit Maharaj question. This verse describes Uddhava's qualification as a replica of the Lord. Uddhava is not at all less than me because he is not disturbed by the gunas like Sattva, Rajas, Tama. There are many Jivan Muktas in this world who are undisturbed by that gunas. Are they not also equal to the Lord? That is true. Yes, there are many people who are Jivan Muktas. Therefore, the following is the real meaning. He is not at all pained by the spiritual qualities of strength, intelligence, knowledge, and renunciation. Bala, Buddhi, Jnanam, and Vairagya. So, Bala, Ishwarya, Jnanam, and Vairagya, such kind of qualities does not pain Uddhava. This means that he has the ability to control their effects. This is the similar to saying that a person has control over the impulse of lust or is not pained by lust. Basically, though there are Jivan Muktas who are not troubled by the material gunas, Sattva guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, and etc. But Uddhava is not even troubled by spiritual gunas also. So in the first chapter of the first canto, if you see, when Lord Krishna disappeared, how did he disappear? Dharma Jnana Dibi Saha. He has taken along with him Dharma, Jnana, Aishwarya, Bhala, and Vairagya, all the wonderful spiritual qualities of the Lord, they also disappeared. But Uddhava is transcendental to the spiritual qualities also. That means he is not pained by those qualities. So in that way, he is a special Jivan Mukta. He is not like any other ordinary Jivan Mukta. It has already been said that he was the chief among the best of the groups of the warriors among all the Yadus. Nowhere is there seen such strength as he is. So Uddhava is considered to be the best among all the Yadus. Even though if you consider Yadus to be warriors, Uddhava is the best of the warriors. If you consider Yadus to be devotees, Uddhava is the best of the devotees. There is no one like him. That's why Krishna chose him as his body double. Similarly, he has other qualities like intelligence, which are extraordinary. He is addressed as Prabhu because, like the Lord, he has control over Maya. Vayuna means knowledge. He has control over material and spiritual knowledge. These are some of the special qualities of Uddhava. That is the reason why Lord Krishna left him behind without taking him, because the people of this world may feel the pain of sudden disappearance of Lord Krishna. In order to console them, Lord Krishna left Uddhava behind. He is like a proxy. He is left behind as a proxy. So we'll just discuss this 32nd verse so that this section will be completed. So then we will discuss the remaining verses next week. Evam Triloka Guruna Sandishta Shabdayonina Badryashramam Asadya Harim Ije Samadina. Here the Lord says that Sukadeva Goswami said that instructed in this way by the Lord, Guru of the three world, Triloka Guruna, the source of the Vedas, Shabda Yoni, Uddhava went to Badrikashram and worshipped the Lord with intense concentration. There, Uddhava worshipped the Lords, twin Lords, Naranarayana, who are expansions of Lord Krishna, with sincere heart. The Lord is the Guru of all the three worlds and is thus the Guru for the inhabitants of Badrikashrama through Uddhava. So here is the intention is mentioned. Why Lord Krishna could not go to Badrikashram? To meet Shrutadeva, Lord Krishna went to Mithila. Shrutadeva is a Brahmana who was staying in Mithila. And there was another king, Bahulashva, who was coming in the line of King Nimi. So Lord Krishna went to Mithila to meet both Shrutadeva and Bahulashva. He went to Mithila, a foreign country, far distant. To kill Banasura and other demons, he went to other places on earth, Pragjyotishapura, etc. He went there and killed them. To take the Parijata flower, Lord Krishna went to Swarga along with Satyabhama. To bring back the Brahmana's sons, Lord Krishna along with Arjuna went to Vaikunta. So Lord went out of the universe, went to meet Mahavishnu. He went there and brought back the sons of Brahmana's sons. And in order to bring back Devaki's dead sons, he went to Sutraloka. The Devaki's 6 sons were there under the care of Bali Maharaj or something like that. Sutraloka, he went there and brought back them. And to bring back the son of his guru, Sandipani Muni, he went to Yamaloka and brought back the son of Sandipani Muni. He gave the people of these places good fortune by showing them his own form and giving them his teachings. But he did not go to Badrikashrama. Remembering the eagerness of the sages there, he sent Uddhava there. In some other kalpas, the Lord himself will go to Badrikashrama. In that case, he will not send Uddhava there. In the future kalpas, when he himself goes to Badrikashrama to give the audience to the sages of Badrikashrama, he will not send Uddhava to that particular place. Some dishta indicates some message was sent. Give this message to Lord Naranarayana. the Lord had said that Uddhava was not less than himself. Therefore, Uddhava can deliver the message to the sages of Badrikashram as well as to the lords who are living in the Badrikashram. The Lord is described in this verse as the source of the Vedas, Shabda Yoni. This indicates that the Lord knows even what is not known in the Vedas, even not what is not to be known in the Vedas. Vedesha sarver ahameva vedyo. Vedantakrit veda videva chaham. Vedantakrit vedavid eva chaham. Only I know the Vedas. I know the real meaning of the Vedas. Vedavid eva chaham. He gave this to Uddhava, and Naranarayana would attain that knowledge from the mouth of Uddhava, who is not less than the Lord. So it's like that. So what is that message which Lord Krishna is trying to send to Naranarayana Rishi? To the recipients of the message, Lord Naranarayana, Lord Krishna sent the information. My manifest pastimes on earth will last for 125 years. That is the limit. Now it is finished. I'll make these pastimes disappear along with my associates, the Yadavas. Going to Prabhasa and establishing the Devatas back in their respective places, I, in my portion as Lord Vishnu, whom Brahma requested to come, will go to Vaikuntha, situated above Brahma's abode. So as I mentioned some time back, the Manvantara Avatara stays in a abode known as Vaikuntha, which you look at just above Satyaloka. So he will go there because he has come here to remove the burden of the earth, being requested by Brahma. Invisible to all, I'll come to Badrikashrama with a portion of Arjuna. He says that even when the Lord appeared, while Lord Krishna was appearing, Naranarayana also entered into Lord Krishna. Narayana entered into Krishna, Nara entered into Arjuna. This also we discussed many times. And now they will also go back to Badrikashram in an invisible way and reunite with the original forms. Since Uddhava, the chief of my dear devotees, endowed with all my attractive qualities and similar form, has been assigned to you who long to see my perfect form, he should stay in Badrikashrama to give knowledge to the world, to give the knowledge of Uddhava Gita to the entire world. The message is that, okay, my dear Naranarayana Rishi, my dear devotee Uddhava is coming to Badrikashram because I could not come. He is coming here with a special message and he is also coming here to worship me in a special form known as Naranarayana Rishis in your form, who are my expansion. So allow him to stay here for some time and then he will return to Dwaraka. So like that, this is a introductory note that has been sent to Naranarayana Rishis and followed by the entire Uddhava Gita will be narrated to the sages of Badrikashram and Naranarayana Rishi by Uddhava, which he heard from Lord Krishna in Dwaraka. So like this, the various things are happening and Lord Krishna requested Uddhava to do the needful and Uddhava remained for that reason and stayed back and went to Badrikashram. He will deliver the message to Narayana Rishi and all the other sages and he stays there for some time, worships Lord Krishna in the form of Narayana. Then he comes back. In one form he stays in Vrindavan as Gulmalata. In another form he goes to Dwaraka and enters into Aprakata Leela. That is the pastime of Uddhava. And what happened to Vidura, that we will discuss next week.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, यहाँ पे लिखा है I my portion of Lord Vishnu whom Brahma request will go to Vaikuntha. Invisible, I will come to Badrikashram with the portion of Arjuna. Means what?
Oh, this also we discussed now. When Lord Krishna was appearing, Naranarayana also entered into Krishna and Arjuna.
अच्छा, तो वो फिर से बाहर आ गए.
हाँ, फिर से वो बाहर आ गए, वापस चले जाएंगे ना. अभी कृष्णा जाएंगे साथ में अर्जुना के अंदर से भी वो पोर्शन. अर्जुना इज द थ्री पर्सनालिटीज ना. वन अर्जुना कमिंग फ्रॉम स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड, इंद्रा एंटर्ड एंड Nara also entered because they have to kill the सहस्त्र कवच also. सहस्त्र कवच को लास्ट टाइम मारना बाकी है ना, उसको करने के लिए वो दोनों आया था.
ओके, ठीक, समझ. थैंक यू.
So like that. So when Krishna comes, all the avatars enter in him and they do their respective pastimes, and then when the Krishna winding a pastime, they all go back to their respective places. So thank you very much. So if you have some questions, please write down and write in the message. I will reply. It is already 1 o'clock. I have to take another class. So in between, I want to take 1 or 2 minutes gap. So we'll continue this section in the next Sunday. So there will be no exam next Sunday. Thank you very much. So those who have given exam, fine, please send answers. Those who have not given exam, please give the exam